Static, as in radio noise. Static electricity. Static on the body, static fabric. Static as in state of mind, static as in traffic. Static as in a world feeling, static resonance. Static as in place, static psychology, as in doubt, as in fear, as in angst, as in loss, as in grief, as in absent, as in incomprehensible. Static as in television, static as in political decision, static as in world feeling, static as in between two positions. Static, love. Static. We appeared,
Nous restons
drowning in our duplicity.
dédoublés en apparence.
I hope we've met.
J'espère que nous sommes perdus.
Come,
Suis,
come,
suis,
come, fool,
suis.
come. Lest this electric static becomes our disposition, a certain situation.
Viens,
Follow,
j'écoute.
I listen. The mountains last saw us in their shade. I was wilting on the same zone, its frozen surface erasing any trace of blisters from my soul. I fastened my hands, clasping the silence. Ka!
Ciao.
Shh, he whispered. The minute hand waiting, not moving in time. You hear the piano, distant. My fingers following in the absence of its presence. My ambition driven to the ground as a fable sold, retold, packaged in a pristine box.
Et si nous restons bloqués?
I feel an echo, a cacophony of occasions. I asked for your hand,
Murmure,
my mouth packed full,
murmure.
shy from situations, avoiding entrapment and decisions.
Je ne vois donc rien.
I am your stranger. Neither you nor I arrive together, hence we are attached, bound. The story I told you once before. Remember? Remember. Please, remember.
On entend une chanson. On entend une chanson. On entend une chanson.
Your entrance marked our beginning. Dressed head to toe in washed out white, I followed the night, sipping on elderflower and lemonade, paid for by a friendly other, drifting as water in a ravine, or the silk sliding over the bed, my head spinning, nestled quietly in a pose I made often. Your fingers pacing along the wheat in my brow, hairs hoping to alight, as a sweet shiver slid from the base of my back, remaining there for some time. Lessen your touch. My tongue's soul lost, licking from left to right and chewing sweetly on the abscess's scar. I wished to sing a tune, humming in perfect pitch, or what seemed to be perfect pitch.
Pas encore. Flotte un ruban, s'estompe le moment. De la fenêtre, les volets roulent et se ferment lentement, le regard absent.
Catching his fixed gaze, which I wished to evade, as the soft touch diminished the hard texture adorned.
Quelle est cette faiblesse?
There is a blaze in the sight of my identity. I was wearing its flag casually, yet it burns beyond reality. In this mild sense of aggravation, the static merely rising.
Un bus passe. Un bus passe.
Leaving us in a state of denial. My hand shaking in the seat of my pocket, stuttering I have not word, seated in a frightened state still, the darkened shade dark overhead. My songs lost, my confidence taking many knocks.
Capter la radio au hasard. Branchée sur une voix, puis une autre. Elle chante I feel blood, take after me, take after me. Chante trop tard.
Ah. The layers of my neck rise in the moment your sight flickered into focus, since last sight not quelled in my appeal, falling as you do from cast iron frame to cold concrete, nestled in the recovery position at last.
Où suis-je allé?
Where am I?
Suis-je piégé?
Are you here too? I feel doubt rising in my throat.
Trébuchant sur chaque note.
It's not like we have anywhere to go, bound by this heave-ho.
Reste. Se regarder silencieux. Ne rien lâcher, rien. Attends. Retiens. Retiens. Attends. Reste ici.
I am here.
Tu es en sécurité.
We are safe.
Calme-toi. Oublie-toi.
I forgot myself, dreaming about it, each escaping moment, drifting towards solace.
Reste.
Take me somewhere. I remembered wearing your jacket in the rain. Left staring at the empty space, I became desolate, doubtful, dated, like the wavering images you see of mouths in action, stopping innocently to pick up each fragment left behind, dropped deep into the darkest place memory could compose. The left foot moving towards that space, that hollow, but it would not follow, drifting into its pristine black.
De l'eau s'écoule contre ma poitrine. Ma respiration se fait lourde, profonde, désespérée. Je repose extatique en ton sein candide. Garde ici, plus longtemps que prévu, à une frontière que personne n'attendait. J'appréhendais. Le pire, cette extrême fatigue, calamiteux, précautionneux, dissimulé, chaque son perçant. Je me manque déjà.
During the silence, I talked less. The earth transformed its steady incline. The river we called home dried. The ripples on its surface died. As our fingers clenched the air, touching one another's spirit, the picture remained inactive, hanged, diaphanous.
Comment peut-on en arriver à oublier son nom? Qu'est-ce que ça veut dire d'oublier son nom?
I sought to avoid bitter battles I baited into existence, triggered by ease of underlying angst between us. I feel fragile, proud, unproven.
Où pourrais-je te retrouver?
You exist, sinking in a pool too shallow to drink. Reaching up toward you, fingers of crosswinds flip, flimsy in their attempt to bind, collapsing underneath, supine.
Je me rappelle ta voix, mais je ne peux te suivre. Des regards indifférents bataillent avec ma façade.
I clench the phone as pause you, dotted mute, awaiting, you click.
Je te donnais ma dernière cigarette. Il n'y a que toi qui pouvais me blesser. Alors, ne te sentais-tu pas seul?
Storms came and our skin would soak. You wrote many songs, none of which seemed to fit. You rose and fell, as then it was simple, just as it is now.
N'étais-tu pas là?
The hairs of my arm standing static once more, frozen by you.
Étais-tu prêt?
Collapsing, tumbling, rolling, the gravel cutting, yet we cherish the sound of it crunching. And so, this is our sight, connected by a sign or a signal. Simple it seems to be lost. Slowly the process consumes. You are behind me, you were behind me, drifting, dreaming perhaps. Now that your light is in your hands, you notice I too am close.
Touche-moi. Étreins-moi.
The unfolding of a rolling tongue tips the balance in your favor. Is it your words we savor? Slowly walking as if this gift is significant, not yet definitive. Twist to the tapping, trip to the tapestry, unfold, unfold, unfold. I cannot reveal too much, I cannot. No approval appears since you know me already, steady, steeped in the song from the sheet of songs. It's the dream that keeps us so our nights drag on. The dream of Tantalus and the dream of the story woven into a texture of more distinct images. The suffering of the day composed of hunger, blows, cold, exhaustion, fear, and promiscuity. There is nowhere else to be, for our history expels into the street and weaves into the fabric we keep.
Étais-je seul? Suis-je seul?
Remembering your tone through the circumstances of my mother, who never leaves, and you, who never retreats. If I could escape distraction, humiliating myself fraction by fraction, as the earth and stone by which I get my name draws out the inherent shame. Static love, keep us calm, whilst the dawn descends. My moth-eaten shirts tethered to my frame, as I attend to our sight in haste, for your return to relative ground.
Non, pas ça, non, pas ça. Non, pas ça, non, pas ça, non, pas ça, non, rien n'est, non, rien n'est. Non, ce n'est rien, pas encore, sans rien savoir, rien, nulle part. À inscrire, non, pas ici, pas là. Non, sans bouger vraiment, sans vraiment bouger, sans vraiment.
Car
Sans vraiment bouger, sans vraiment.
frozen from the feet,
Un saxophone discret jouait. Il s'assit, la tête dans les mains, silencieux, un long silence. De la distance apparut.
I am not at home here, not at home in this voice. You wear my cloak, I feel it lost, I fear my voice lost, soft as soft, not my own, these words are not my own. The theft has left with nothing, yet drowning in trying for fear of flying, the rose on your face, gravitating here. Not one for being exposed, naked I repose, counting the time in time with love, unmoving.
Rien que l'on puisse dire.
No wine will eradicate the emptiness of this existence.
Tu le sais?
I know that, and still we fill ourselves full, into the abyss, dreaming with bliss. Now I am a cyst in the lowest fifth of the body, nothing less than an annoying buzz in your ear. Stop here,
Va là-bas.
try this,
Et après?
then where? We outcast and severed, we never seen, we undeterred in resistance, listening closely to you, knowing there may be one single sentence to cling to.
Contenu détesté.
Living as little a being, boasting during the evening, bashful in deceit, be sweet, not the fleet, hands burning from internal heat, naught movement, zero improvement, my walls were closing in, I felt it on my skin, as the carpet to the floor, you were pushing me to a limit I had not reached. Closing the door, keeping me in close, comparing me at each and every post, you rarely boast, nor betray my needs.
Deux rivières se croisent, deux figures se croisent, deux personnes classées. Elles ne résistent pas à aimer. Elles existent avec confiance, roulées dans la poussière, prises dans la trace de la nuit, jamais ne tolérant aucune séparation, bien au-delà de la luxure.
Car noting this nothing, never doubting, keeping in rhythm as my eye bleeds from unknown ends, readied for anything, rubbed till they spin in the living, gone missing, our general state of rags playing the simplest of tricks, threadbare only in essence, deafening pitches from day to day, nothing said less, nothing meant less.
J'ai attendu ta caresse. Nous nous tenions à l'écart, près du coin, pour ne pas être vus. Un auvent en guise de couverture, craignant chaque instant d'être un peu plus aveugle, n'ayant guère vu que notre propre hystérie. Amollis de petits plaisirs, plus de religion comme pour boire, les genoux effondrés, lessivés en léthargie.
I lay next to you in the cold, low bed, to reach out my hand, gracing the porcelain shoulder, to console and keep closeness. Tense with desire, alone in shared space I could not, the thought forming only as hope. My love, unmoving, invisible, unresolved. Cocooned I lived amongst you,
Chauve, je suis mort sans toi.
Erudite, I learned from you. Now we two are one and there is none, as we merge to an unknown spot that resonates between us, holding us in its tension, unbroken by intervention, a staring match of the anatomy, our bodies your taxonomy, seemingly unspecified in silence. Observe.
Étais-je paresseux?
Did I neglect my responsibilities?
Quel est mon devoir?
To whom am I bound?
Toi, mon père, ma mère,
Taken by night, taken to delight, taken with fright, words slurred, endless loss as they escape into our mist, waking me with the 6 a.m. dawn, never fading, living in the pit of the raging self. Pity me not, placing touch above image, escaped, restless, yet resistant to work. Seated in the heat of your heart, in the heat of our hearts, diorama of existence, the purple powder left in a lump, our words falling upon your dust. As traveller, you lived from trap to trap, without followers, and offering no flowers, and you drifted from place to place. When you realized you were here, you were no longer there, nestled in miniature myth, acting as wind to leaves. You never left, as I too never left, reaching a boundary divided by flat white hoardings, a crane lifted high above our shoulders, its chain falling at every given chance. I lived in anticipation of that moment, as a stranger at the base of your feet, submerged in the earth's floor.
Tu as essayé de m'appeler. Tu as essayé de m'appeler. Mon téléphone reposait sur silencieux. Je me reposais en silence à l'extrémité du lac argenté, aperçu en rêve à la fin de notre premier été.
What we always said to fail. Untethered lack that fixes our anxiety and leaves us without identity in this empty world, with ash filling our lungs and a weeping fear transfixed in ice or time. Naught in an irreducible circle, lost as we are when we began, with nothing to haunt us, nothing to taunt us, just an uncertain innocence constituted in a transference of one another's eyes, captured in the ecstatic penance paid. Slipping in late night, I rose to a horrific state, my legs bruised by an unseen hand, damaged goods that I am, you held me in a tender wrap, the fingers passing through hair as sand in the desert of my desire, the vast expanse of overt, blood orange solitude, your figure was never clearer than at that time.
J'ai bu de petites gorgées au mirage de l'étang de la Vierge, les yeux du tigre menaçant ma clarté, et à mon immobilité, j'ai risqué de te perdre, toi qui m'étais attaché si profondément, et qui respirais si profondément, pour nous garder connectés, multipliant la vanité, ma statue dont se joue le vent.
I sprint to the shade as it runs with each gliding step away from me, and with your scent evades me too.
La pluie qui tombe s'arrête, consumée par une chaleur insoutenable, qui brûle la base de tes pieds, et qui dure l'imprévisible futur.
And